So, where did my story begin? Hmm, Let me show you. So, my journey began back when I was a little child in the heart of Rongai, a town in the outskirts of Nairobi. So, we moved to Rongai back in 1999, super small, and Rongai was nested in a forest. In fact, we only had one neighbor, Mama Maureen, and we could see her house from where we used to live. And we could also see the main road from where we used to live. I mean, that is how there was not so much human interference. So we lived surrounded by trees, and the river just used to be a few meters down on our place. And I'd hear the water um, rambling when I was at home. And it was just a very beautiful natural setup. And we even used to go with my dad to the forest, which is now an estate, to go and catch butterflies because I really love butterflies. And my name is Butterfly. And I just love how beautiful and graceful they are. And I love their colors. And just, they have all the colors of nature, the blues, the browns, the whites, the yellows. I think that was the first point of my love with nature. And yeah, it grew with me. And my dad always used to take us to vacations every year. So we'd go to a different setting in December, all natural setups, Naivasha, Uganda, Dar es Salaam, and we'd go for camping and we'd have bonfires. And I just grew with that love for nature. And fast forward, of course, grew up, became, you know, an adult, and I ventured into art and design because I really loved drawing. And I was at Kenyatta University. So Kenyatta University is nested in nature. It looks exactly like this. And studio and school was fun because I was always outdoors. I love the sun. I love being outside. So fast forward to finishing campus and getting employed immediately at an interior design firm where it was baptism by nature, baptism by fire. My goodness, what you study in school versus what you get on the ground, never really one and the same thing. And that gave me a lot of anxiety and stress. And the way I found to deal with it is by taking walks in nature during my lunch hour. And I noticed that my afternoons were always better, more relaxed, more calm. And I started wondering what could be happening. And being a very inquisitive and curious person, I Googled what could be the connection between being in nature and feeling relaxed and feeling better. And that's where I found the language for it. There was a whole research since the 60s on something called biophilia. And it was talking about why you feel amazing in natural spaces, why you feel relaxed in natural spaces, why we heal faster when we have a connection to nature. And it just blew my mind. The fact that there was language for this, there was research on this. Oh my God. It was everything for me. So it became more of like, I don't say an obsession, but when I love something, I go deep into it. Like, you forget eating, you forget doing stuff because you just want to learn more and more about it. So yeah, that is where the journey in biophilia began. I started doing research on it, checking out what people had done, what people had studied on it. So, for a period of 1 year, I was just digging into the information and the researches that have been done on biophilia and just looking at architecture that is nature based and nature centered. And my God, I was in a bubble of nature and architecture and just the benefits of nature. And as I say, the thing about me is once I like something, you definitely have to like it as well, especially if you are close to me or just around me, because I won't stop talking about it. So I thought to myself, you know what? This information is too precious for me to hold it. I need to start sharing it. So thought to myself, the best place to share this is on LinkedIn. Like, that's the only social media platform I felt resonated with what I wanted to share. So I started writing. I think I only had like 200 followers at that point, but all I wanted to do was write and tell people you need to know about all this research, all this information about why you feel better next to a waterfall, or why we feel better in houses that are made of earth. And I started writing back in 2019 as it was ending, and got good momentum at 2020. Like I'd wake up and just prep um, on what to write about. And so the momentum started to build. And my goodness, I started getting feedback from people who are also feeling the same thing, the same connection with nature. And yeah, it just, so the following grew. And that's how the opportunities started coming. I got reached out to by Kenya Green Building Society. I did research and dissemination for them on matters biophilia and climate action. I got invited to speak at TEDx talk where I was talking about biophilia as a climate action tool and a tool for mitigating, climate issues in Kisumu County. Got invited to speak at the Blue Earth Summit on matters biophilia. So the opportunities just started presenting themselves, and it was so beautiful because I mean, all my life I've grown up hearing that you need to have a passion project, a money project, and a project that I think makes you happy. But I found happiness in this one thing. Let me mention something. I find myself to be a very neurodivergent person, and I get bored so easily when I have to stick on one route. And the beauty of biophilia is that nature is so divergent. Look at the species of trees and leaves and rocks and what, like, there is so much to discover in nature. There is so much I will not discover in my lifetime. There will still be much, much more to discover. And I love that about nature. I love the variety. And getting to experience that in what I do is the most fulfilling thing I have gotten to experience in my life, because every day is a new thing. So anyway, fast forward to this year where we did the Biophilia conference. I am a lover of Africa. I'm an African. I love my roots. I love my ancestors. I love the hard work that they have put into me being here. I am here because I stand on the shoulders of great people who have come before me. And I love who we are as Africans. I love our creativity. I love the way we think. I love who I am as a Kenyan, because Kenyans are amazing people. Trust me, you don't want to joke with a Kenyan because they will come after you. And my love for Africa merged with my love for nature. And I thought to myself, you know what? I need to dig up on what our ancestors did in terms of matters architecture. And it blew me away because the creativity, the use of local materials, the use of shapes and forms of nature in their architecture is exactly what biophilia is about. So they lived biophilically, they just didn't have the name biophilia. And I got it. I thought to myself, you know what? Biophilia has always been our way of life. And in the interest and in the passion of just wanting to spread out this message more and more and more, and in the reality of life where we need money, I need money to pay bills and stuff, I thought, let me do a biophilia course, just a small course. Let me take up all this content I've been writing about for years and make a small course on Udemy. And so I did the course, I made it myself. It's not very perfect, but I mean, what is perfect in life? What is perfect? So I did this short 30 minutes course, and boom, I got 50 students, and thought to myself, wow, I think the desire for people understanding how to live, build with nature is there. And that led me to the journey of shooting and documenting the first African biophilia course. It's been a journey which we began last year. And once I had done the trailer and had got an invite to the Blue Earth Summit to speak about African biophilia, I thought to myself, this is where we are going to launch the biophilia course. Then, my goodness, I didn't get a visa. So that did not happen. And I was so demotivated about the whole course business. So I just put it aside. But then My friend took my trailer, which I had posted on my LinkedIn. Welcome to Nature Centered Design course. Now, imagine creating and transforming spaces where nature, indigenous culture, and architecture blend seamlessly. My name is Zongoe Mwangi. Are you passionate about creating cities, buildings, and spaces that reflect your culture and incorporate your native natural ecosystem? Nature-centered design is created for everyone, from professionals, that is built environment professionals, architects, interior designers, to homeowners, to traditional architecture enthusiasts, biophilic design enthusiasts. It's all catered to you. A city that can show who you are through design and blends harmoniously with the natural world. Join names where we'll be fusing biophilia, indigenous knowledge, and climate action. And reposted it on her page, and it got amazing traction. And people kept saying we should celebrate this, we should enjoy this, we should, there was so much buzz around it. And that's why my friend convinced me to do an event, a small event, just 50 people, friends and family, to launch the course. An idea I didn't want to be part of because that meant more money, more investment, and my mind was so focused on launching this in London at the Blue Earth Summit. But oh well, they found a way to convince me, and I said yes, okay, fine. And that's how the Biophilia conference was born. And I'd love to say that this conference was a coming together of people. So many people reached out to volunteer. This is the first event. I have never done an event before. We had never done an event before. And the amount of support, the amount of people who called in to come and support us is tremendous. The amount of people who are so connected to nature and want a language for this and want a community for this is tremendous. Not just here in Kenya, not in East Africa, because we had people coming from Uganda, from Tanzania, and people flying in from London, the UK, Romania. I mean, it's so innate in us that any conversation that connects us to nature, to culture, is something that pulls you in. And I got to see that by daring to do this conference. It was not easy, for sure, but we found a way to make it work. So, wow, the details, oh, if I was to start telling you the whole story about the journey of preparing for a conference in 4 months without having no event experience, without having finances, without people understanding what is biophilia, is crazy. In fact, I will write a book about it.